Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to review one of my favorite devices for content creators, for professional users, and for everyone. Tired of shouting across the set or using clunky walkie-talkies? This might be the best communication system I've ever used on the budget. This right here, inside this bag. But before that, hi everyone, I'm Sam Boating from Boography Studios. Today I'm reviewing the SYNCO Xtalk XPro 5, a 5-person wired intercom headset system designed for filmmakers, stage crews, and production teams who need clear, reliable communication on set. I've tested it during real shoots and I have a lot to say about how it performs on the field or in the field, however you want to say that. So we used the Xtalk Pro 5 on a recent multicam wedding shoot and also during an interview doc style production. The difference is made in communication was huge. No shouting, no hard signals, just clear direction in real time. Everyone from camera operation to gaffer could hear and be here, you know. It saved us time and avoided so many mistakes. So now let's go into the box and basically get to see whatever comes into the package, right? So this is the case that comes with the 5 set of basically headsets. There is one, I believe, with 9, and then you can always like purchase anyway more, but there is one that comes with 1 headset, with 2, with 3, with 5, and with 9, I believe. But then these sets are going to be like you can pair them with all Xtalks lineup of interset headcoms. So but we will talk about that a little bit later in the video. So now let's just go and see what comes in the box. So when we open the box, which, well, it's not a box, this is the case, is a hard case that will for sure protect your gear. So when you open it, it has basically a zipper here where you will find basically, you know, your charging cables and the warranty, which I hope you didn't see the QR code there. Then you have these stickers because you have different type of levels and masters that you can set on each headset, which we will talk about later on into the video. And inside here, the box, you will find basically the chargers. So this come with 3 chargers, so 1, 2, and 3, and they all basically with USB-C charging, so you can basically use all your cables, but it comes with a cable. It doesn't come with a charging brick, which it seems since ages now they don't come anymore, but it comes with a pretty, like, I think it's 1/2 meter long cable from USB-A to USB-C basically. So something that you can use. And then we have basically the strap here, so you can comfortably put it on your shoulder and basically walk around with it if that's what you prefer. And then as we see here, we have our 5 sets, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, each one with their own dedicated compartment and their own basically pouch, and it's pretty cool. So let's see how the headsets look like, right? So here they are. So this is the headset basically. So this is the headset. Basically here it has the antennas, and here it has the holder kinda, and in here you will find basically the battery compartment too. And to access the battery, you basically have to pull out this compartment here, then you move it, and here you have this little battery here. And this little battery, it's so powerful because this little battery here allows you to be able to use this headset for 24 hours. Yeah, you hear me right. 24 hours. So this can go the whole day or go for 2-day wedding shooting days basically, and it's amazing. Until now I have used it in 3 projects since kind of the 6 months time that I've got it, and I haven't charged it once since then, and it's still not telling me, because if it goes on low battery, technically there is a light here which I will explain later on, the different colors of the light, or the voice inside the microphone, the earphone or the headphone. It will tell you, because there is this voice here listening when I turn it on.
Power on. Power on.
Yeah, her, she will tell me that it's low, and until now I haven't heard her telling me that. So it's pretty cool. This headset comes basically with, this is the red, so this is what will come naturally as the master, like set as a master. And then you have this one here that is basically in blue here, that comes naturally set as just a normal one, so as all the other ones. But what basically the difference is that there is no difference, because all of them can be set as masters if you want to, through basically the buttons that you have over here, which we will talk about even this one a little bit later on. So basically, what does this offer? So this mics basically are a full duplex audio, so everyone can talk and listen at the same time. So it's not the kind of intercom microphone where basically you can decide to talk to one specific person and then everyone else cannot listen to that. Basically, this one is made so that you talk and everyone who is connected to it basically hears you. So, and then everyone else can communicate straight to you and vice versa, right? So this is how basically everything kind of works. So between one and the other person, so everyone talks, everyone hears everyone. This specific headsets are integrated AI noise cancellation, so it's really good to filter background and environmental noises. I've tested it, it works. The voices, I have to say, they become slightly mushy, maybe a little bit, but it gets the work done, because you just want to hear what your colleague is saying. So it doesn't matter. We were at a wedding 2 weeks ago and I was using it. So you know how weddings it is. And it was noisy. And I didn't even need to use the noise cancellation because I could hear clearly what my colleague was saying or was telling me, and I was answering back, even though there was a lot of music and everything. So the volume is pretty loud, but then you have the noise cancellation if you really need to go there. This basically work up to 500 meters, so half-kilometer range of connection, so you can talk in between that. And it even have a boost mode, which it will allow you to basically expand that connection to 200 meters, which I haven't had really the need to do that. The best part about this interset here is that you can actually pair them up to 18, okay, like listen well, 18 Xtalk XPro headsets. That's insane. Okay, that means that if you have like, you know, a full crew with this full set here, you can actually do that. And yes, as I explained earlier, they can all, like, you talk to one person, like you cannot talk to one specific person, you just talk to all of them, but you can set them to different levels among each other and then to different groups, right? And we will explain that in a minute when we will get to the setting up part, but that will be a really interesting part. And as I already said, it basically has 24 hours of battery life. It has an amazing feature that I actually been using a lot, which is the 3mm jack here that you actually use to monitor audio. So you basically don't need another headphone if you need to, like, you know, you are on set and you are recording audio internally into your camera, and then at the same time you have the headset and you are communicating with other people. So what you will have to do before is to maybe have a little bit smaller you know, earphones here, plugs, so that you can like connect it to your camera and do it. While now you don't need to do that anymore, because you have basically the 3mm jack here to monitor your audio while at the same time talking to your crew. So you can basically, I don't know, you are with the sound, you are recording and the sound guy is doing, you know, the booming and everything, and you are hearing at the same time. You can just basically say, hey, can you lower, or can you put a little bit higher, or hey, attention, or, you know, anything that is really useful in this case. It's good. You can monitor your audio and at the same time communicate with the crew. And as I mentioned earlier, you have a LED light here. It's basically here. If I turn it on, you might actually see it better. See, now it's green, indicating that it's powered on. That LED light there is amazing because it will change according to what setting you have on or off. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, the body, how it is and everything. It's mostly made of ABS plastic, so it's not a cheap plastic. It's not something that, in my opinion, it's not going to be durable. I think it's going to be pretty damn durable, especially after using it. It didn't seem that it will break on me pretty easily, so it's really good. It's really light. It's only 194 grams. It has 4 buttons here to change your settings. So you have volume and up and down volume, and then you have A and B buttons to basically control, you know, your settings and stuff. It has a USB-C here in case you want to, you know, charge it here. And this USB-C function as the firmware update dock too, because if you want to have the 18 expandable Xtalk headset connection, you will need to firmware update this headset here to be able to do that. And then you have the mic basically here. So this mic it's not a mic that it's going to be, you know, static. It's like not fixed, so you can really adjust it to your need. And I really like this function because if you are in a place where it's noisy and you have it most of the time, it's just like, you know, set at a settled point, and you cannot bring it closer, you know, to talk to whoever you're talking to. I think this is really clever because you can bring it closer to your mouth so that the person will hear, and it's not only statically set on one point where if you want to go closer you have to like go physically closer, if you understand what I mean. And this is really cool because to put it on mute you just have to put this one up, and if you want to just talk you put it down. And the best part about this is that you can place it or on your left or on your right, and the function doesn't change because this rotates in both directions, right? So this is super cool. And as I said, you have the battery compartment here, and then you have, you know, cushions on both sides. Then now let's talk a little bit about, you know, the lighting system, which is really, really important. Here now you understand why this light is really, really important to you, because when you turn it on, there will be the voice telling you light is on. Then it will tell you when it pairs to the others that it has paired. And one of the things that is really, really important to know that you really need to memorize are the lighting colors, because this is going to have, I think, 4 different light of colors. So the first one is going to be green. So when it's like only green and not like flashing green, it means that it has paired with its other companion headsets. When it's flashing green, it means that it's slow and or not connected. So it means that there is a little bit of interference and you have to pay attention because it might be disconnecting from the other headsets. Basically, is in a danger zone where your other companions might not hear you. Then there is the green and yellow flashing, which it means that the noise cancellation function has been turned on. Then there is the red light flashing, which it means low light, which it means low battery. Then the red light on means that is charging through the USB-C, or you can just take the battery out and put it in their charging dock that they come with, right? So that is super cool. So now let's talk about the function of the buttons, right? So how to pair and the button setups, basically. Okay, they come already like paired, right? But in case you need to pair them, just press basically the A button on whichever headset you want to set as master. So in this case, I'm going to leave it to which one is the master, which is the one is red. So if I press the A and then I released it after it does a beep, that means that the process for pairing has started. So after the first beep, when I pressed it, I keep pressing it until I hear one beep. That means that now I have to turn on all the other ones and then press A and then leave it there. So that this master one will be on for 1 minute, and in between that 1 minute I have to turn on all of the other headset that I want to pair to this. So if I have 18 of them, I have to turn all of the 18 ones, turn them on, press A, wait there be the first beep, and all like that for all the 18 headsets. And then basically I will hear the voice inside telling me that the headset has been paired. So the headset will just say something like this, right? So let's turn this on.
Power on.
And then I turn on, you know,
Pairing succeed.
you hear, right? So I said, oh, now you can hear me talking to, oh yeah, how is it? But yeah, you understood what I meant, right? So when they paired, the voice will come out and tell you that they have been paired. So basically I press the B the B will basically be the noise cancellation button, which is here. So you have left and right with the B, with the A and B, and then you have up and down with the volume. And then if I press the B, basically I activate the noise cancellation. And if the headset is the master set headset, here is really important, the master headset will basically cancel everyone else talking. So if you keep the B pressed basically and you have the master headset, you will be the only one who will be talking. So basically, if anyone else is talking, everyone will be muted automatically, independently of where this is. You have to keep the B pressed, okay? So then the master will go in dominant mode, which it means that basically you will be the one overriding everyone else and you'll be the only one basically talking. Then you have volume up and volume down to adjust, you know, your hearing. So if you want to hear louder or hear a little bit lower. So basically, if you want to not have only this as a master, but you want to have more of them as masters, what you need to do is to basically just go you turn it on, and then you basically click the volume button up. You basically just keep it click until basically the voice will tell you that now this is the master level 1, 2. And that is really important because of the different groups that you can create, right? So you can have one master, then you have another master but level 1, and then you can have the other master level 2. And that's really important because that means that you have now 3 different groups, and these three different groups can be set to other headset. So what I'm trying to say is basically that each main person, or you know, the department main person. So but for example, you have the cinematographer can have one headset with the master, and then the first AC, the second AC, and then the gaffer could have headset that are set under, you know, the master that it's set on under the cinematographer, right? Then I don't know, the director can have the AD, the MUA, and I don't know one other department, costume design department, for example. They can be then set under the director headset only. So this is how you could divide basically the people so that they will not all be hearing when everyone talks, but everyone can be set to, you know, to their own master department, if you understand what I mean. I will link down below the video from SYNCO, which probably they will explain it way better, but it's super customizable. Like, it's crazy for the price that this comes with, how many things you can actually do. This video gonna be hella long, but it's how much I loved this headset. That's why I'm making this video, so that everyone can kind of understand and love as much as I love them, because they are so damn good and they deserve to be explained, to be used well. So that's what I'm trying to do in this video. There are some wishes that I wish they will probably do in the future. I'm directly in contact with SYNCO, so this is something that I actually probably can just talk to them too, but I think it's nice to hear even the perspective of people, you know, because this headset are super cool and implementations are always good to propose, right? So I wish there could be an app from computer or from a phone that could help you pairing them quickly and faster and control them from the distance if you do not want to use the buttons on the device itself, right? So to have like an app on the phone where it could like, you know, help you just like kind of creating, you know, this different level of masters and groups and like, you know, the volumes and everything, you know, like a Bluetooth thing. I don't know if that's something that it could be actually done. There might be a way, I'm not 100% sure, but that would be really, really super cool to have. So pros and cons. So what are the pros? Where the pros are the audio coming out of it through monitoring through the 3mm jack, and the voice from my colleagues are super clear. It's super good. I can hear comfortably and everything. It's comfortable to wear all day long. You might get a little bit sweaty though, because unfortunately this cushion doesn't seem to be you know, transparent. So it's not transparent, but you understand what I mean. It doesn't really let your skin breathe that much. But if, you know, during the day when you are on break, just take it off, make it breathe a little bit, you wipe yourself, and then you go back. Hygiene wise, after the shooting, I will always advise to have, you know, wipers, disinfectant wipers, so that next time that you use them, the next person who will get it will get, you know, some clean ones and disinfected ones. And it's easy to set up even for beginners, because I picked them up and I immediately understood how they work. I just needed to understand the buttons, but once you kind of memorize them, it's pretty easy to just take them and go. The noise cancellation function is really pretty neat. I like it really, really much. It's really, really cool that the on and off button is a physical switch to turn them on and off, and that is not a button that you need to stay there, press them for 3 seconds. This feature is pretty neat, and the booting time is quick. You just turn it on and immediately says power on. So it's really good. The boost mode is amazing. It's really, really amazing, because it even helps you, you know, passing through some walls. Not all of them, of course. It's not always gonna work in every environment. Obviously, it always depends what you have in between you and how you position yourself a little bit. But we didn't have many issues. We had maybe 2 times an issue where I had to go outside to get some air, and we had like 3 rooms, you know, from the outdoor to where the reception was. So it's normal. I was probably already over the 500 meters and I didn't activate the boost. It didn't matter, because I was just taking some air. So obviously it was a moment for myself. I didn't want to hear nobody, so it was good that it was disconnected. Anyway, the 24 hours of battery life is mind-blowing, because I have never had a device that survived so long, especially something like this kept on basically the whole day. So it's really, really good. The 3mm jack audio monitoring is amazing. I'm super happy that they decided to go with something like that, which I think it might actually be the only company out there that actually do that as in the headset, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, the weight, it's, as I said, I had it comfortably the whole day, and I didn't even feel any weight, you know, on my head, and I didn't feel like, oh, let me just get rid of this, you know. So it was really, really, really good. The LED light to monitor the condition that you are in is a good plus, since there is no screen on the headset to know what are the parameters or the conditions. So that is really, really really cool. And then the fact that you can use it on both sides, you know, if you feel like, oh, I'm sweating too much, I'm getting too much tired on one ear, you switch it, and that's pretty much what you can do. So it's really neat there. Cons, because obviously it cannot have only good things, right? The fact that it's limited on customization, that is something that I think it's a little bit on a con side, in the fact that you cannot really customize to who you want to speak to if you don't do, you know, the level and the group, you know, separation part. So that is something that I feel like it would be nice to be able to just, like, I don't know how could be done. So I'm just saying it, but then I'm not sure if that is even possible to do with this particular one, because it doesn't have any, you know, type of button that you can like use, like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, something like that. The fact that I'm saying so that I can choose one specific person to just talk to and not talk to everyone, right? That would be something really cool to see, or in the next version, or even in this one, even though I have no clue how they could actually do that, right? The next thing is the app. As I talked earlier about, that's a con for me. It would be super cool to have an app, or even a computer, doesn't matter, to be able to do this leveling and creating the groups, and even the app probably could be a good way to actually just limit and direct myself to a specific person when I'm talking to, so that I don't need to talk to everyone in general. So that could be an actually a good way to actually implement what I was saying earlier. And then a con that everyone is talking about, but I haven't really experienced it yet, but I understand why people are worried about, is the fact that this headsets work in the 2.4 gigahertz frequency, which is basically the same frequency that every electronic works into. So phones, wireless headphones, and all kind of wireless microphones that you can find, you know, in events and stuff like that, right? So that's something that everyone was worried about. But as I said, I shot in 2 weddings, or in 1 wedding, because the next wedding will be in August, that way I will use it. And I shot on a cricket field too, on the documentary we were shooting on, and that didn't create any issue. There was no interruption. It was crystal clear. So I don't know, I didn't have that issue there, but I know that many people had that issue, so it's good to just talk about it. So who is it for? If you run a small or a big production crew, shoot live event, or need an intercom system for stage or set coordination, this is honestly a steal for the price. It's not perfect, but it's reliable, clear, and makes you feel more professional, right? So my final thoughts, right? The SYNCO Xtalk XPro 5 might not be flashy, but it works, and that's what matters. For creators and for teams on the budget, it's a solid investment, in my own opinion. Big thanks to SYNCO for sending this out, but as always, all opinions are my own. And don't forget it, I always try to be as sincere as I can. And if I can't be sincere because there is some kind of payment or some whatever there is behind it, I will always say it, because for me, being sincere and being honest is the main thing. But thank you again, SYNCO, for sending this. This has been the best product I have had for basically the past months. Testing it was super fun, was super interesting, and that's why this video is so long, because I wanted to test it in deep and give a good explanation with it. But hey guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy honest reviews like this one. This is Samuel Boateng from Photography Studios. Stay creative, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next one.